What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back another video on the channel, and today couldn't start the year out without one of my favorite toxic relationships, Wingstop. Got one of my favorite orders, did do the Knicks. The Knicks have a flavor apparently called Knicks Lemon and Garlic, which lemon and garlic existed, but you know the Knicks, they just gotta take credit for stuff that they didn't really. I'm sorry, I'm not a Knicks fan, I'm a Celtics fan. Next, I did that. I also got a bunch of different sauces. I want to try a couple of different combinations. Of course, extra ranch, got 4 things of ranch. Wanted to retry this Carolina Golden, wipe off the bun, chicken sandwich because I tried it with a pickle last time and, you know, I was already messed up from that video. So that's what we got as well. Also did the Knicks lemon garlic chicken sandwich on here. The well done fries. You always got to get your fries well done if you're going to go to Wingstop. I got extra Parmesan seasoning that cost 10 cents extra. I don't know why Parmesan costs 10 cents extra. And the lemon peppercorn, you can see that hanging out in the back. That one's right there. You know, maybe I should do the thing where you lift it up a little bit. There you go. Now y'all can really see it. So got that. I got an order of 10, but I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I ended up with 20 wings. So I got 10 of the Knicks lemon garlic and 10 of the lemon pepper and 2 of the Knicks. I keep saying Knicks. That's why they did this. Knicks, bro. Celtics could never. The tenders from the Celtics. The Knicks, bro. The Knicks. I can't. I don't like the Knicks. But that's what I like. You know, I love me my Wingstop. I had Dave's Hot Chicken last week. People were asking if Dave's is better than Wingstop. I said Dave's was better than Wingstop. But I want to try it one more time just to make sure. I still love my Wingstop, but y'all might have dropped to a spot. Maybe. Let's figure it out. Anyway, let's get into this video. I can't wait to get into some of this stuff. Let me start with the Knicks. The Knicks, bro. The Celtics. The Knicks lemon garlic. So we got extra well done. I did not get all flats or all drums this time because I'm trying to go get into flats for y'all. How about that? You have to get them well done. Some people think that's dry to get them well done. I prefer them well done. I really do. If you never had lemon garlic, it's just a mix of their 2 seasonings that exist already. It's lemon pepper and garlic Parmesan. If you actually go to Wingstop and ask them to put it on both, like most places will do it anyway. Just don't tell them I said that. And Wingstop ranch is just, I got 4 on purpose. Wingstop ranch is too good. There's just something about Wingstop that hits different for me. Got the lemon pepper. We're gonna do the flats for y'all. Now, a lot of people have different flat eating methods, but let me show you mine. Just dunk it, take the whole thing, mash it around, and pull it out. I see some people come with the twist and pull out, or they pull out that way, or the umbrella method. I just eat it. I used to have a different method, which was more of just bite from the side and work around. But now, I don't know. Yeah, right? You get a little bit of left, and you just and you got yourself a wing. And with drums, what I do is this. All right, let's go back in. I just bite, and it comes off. How is that harder for people? I have a mouthful of chicken right now. And there's more chicken still on the bone. I don't get the love of favorite flats. I don't. I'll still eat them though. Like, flats are not an L, don't get me wrong. I think the only unacceptable thing to me is to tell me that you don't eat drums at all. Or you don't eat flats at all. End of the day, it's still a chicken wing. I'm eating both. But my preference is still drums. Carolina Gold Part 2, the redo. Just because I want to see if it's good when I'm not thinking about disgusting pickle smell in me. But I had this already. It's still available on the menu. I hope they bring back orange Szechuan, but they haven't yet. It is good. Remember from last time. What did I get? Did I get cheese? I got cheese. Let's do it. I feel like nobody talks about the cheese at Wingstop, but it's actually a nice little change up. Of course, the ranch, which is nothing hits like that ranch. Nothing. Oh, straw. I save these now. If I go to a place that has plastic straws, I just grab a couple. I'm all for saving the environment. But those paper straws, they don't work. They're just not, they don't work. That's my stance on paper straws. If they can figure out a way to get straws that work, or even just, I have metal straws that I use at home. It's the honey mustard. Why is that good? Wingstop's honey mustard is actually like super underrated, if you ask me. Super. I got the lemon garlic tender. We're gonna go in. You gotta get these well done too. But I saw this thing that people were doing on TikTok, that they were taking a lemon pepper wing, dipping it in ranch, and then dipping it in the Parmesan seasoning. But this already has lemon and garlic on it, so you can just vice versa. I feel like it's something I've already done a million times. It is good though. Don't get it twisted. But instead of doing it that way, you could just order lemon garlic wings like this, which already have both with a ton of dusting, and just dunk it in the ranch. It's one of my favorite flavors at Wingstop. I love lemon garlic, so just a heads up. You can do it any way you want to, but if you combine all three, it does. It works. It's very good. Lemon pepper, corn, extra seasoning in that ranch. Don't let this distract you from the fact that the Knicks slapped their name on a seasoning that already existed and put Knicks on it, in hopes that the Knicks fan will buy it. If I always get a chance to talk trash about the Knicks, I'm gonna do it. My whole family Knicks fans. Most of my friends are Knicks fans. I'm the oddball out. This is definitely Knicks territory. I don't know a lot of Nets fans. I feel like maybe the younger generation will be Nets fans, but I grew up watching the Knicks, and I never liked them. I ain't never root for the Knicks. Even the year, I remember they made the finals when I was a kid too. It was like 2000, and the city was going crazy. And even though I was young, I still understood that they had no chance of winning that final. None. Yeah. They played against a rookie Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Called them the Twin Towers. Parmesan fries with the cheese. Parmesan fries with the cheese. And they got sweat. It's all good, you know. Not everybody can win. But they ain't never been good. I'm sorry. Y'all ain't never done. The last time the Knicks won a championship, I think my dad was like 4. I'm done. I'm done, bro. Shit. I'm serious though. Walt Clyde Frazier was running around. Ain't won nothing since. And they still act like people scared to play in the Garden, bro. Like, y'all not. Ain't nobody scared to play in it. I'm gonna tell you what I know the Garden for. Everybody else plays there and has career games, bro. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're a Knicks fan. I'm sorry. Tell me I'm lying though. Did Kobe not drop 81 with Spike right there? Bro, Spike Lee made a movie about Kobe dropping 80 on them boys in the Garden. Could never be my team. Could never. But being a fan usually, like, of any team, you're going to have some good years, hopefully, and some bad years, you know? As a Celtics fan, we were bad most of my life. Then the Big 3 era happened, where we were good for a stretch of like 5 years, a little longer, like 5, 6 years, 7 years, something like that. Then we were absolute cheeks again when everybody left. Right, the core of the Big 3 got old. KG, Pierce, Ray Allen started fighting. Band broke up. Then we were trash again. Like super trash. That's how we got Jason Tatum. That's how we got Jaylen Brown. That's how we got Marcus Smart. They were all top 5 picks. Top 10. But we were bad for years. Really bad. The year we picked Tatum, I don't know if people remember this. We were horrible. We had the first pick in the draft. We traded back. With what became one of the ultimate finesses. Orlando. Traded back. And picked Jason Tatum. Crazy but true. And we were bad for a while, bro. Y'all remember, it was like Chris Humphries and Gerald Wallace. Those were crazy times. And now they're good again. Like, if you're a Knicks fan, you ain't never really been that good. Sorry. No, in all seriousness. If you're a Knicks fan, does it hurt that you're not even the best team in New York City anymore? I'm pissing off somebody. Like, how does that feel to be the oldest team in New York? The Nets moved to Brooklyn and said, get out my spot. Like, does that hurt or no? I'm done. I'm done. Allergies. Could never be bought. I'm sorry. That's lemon pepper. I forgot I got that. Oh my God, don't do that. Ooh. Don't do that. I didn't even bite the sandwich yet. I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but I got hooked up a little bit. I paid for my food. I didn't get free food. That's a lie, I got free food. But they didn't do it. It's because I told this before. I get food from Wingstop, got me like a gift card. So, I mean, they figured they know I'm going to use it. But when I went there, you know, they took care of me a little bit, give me a little extra. A little bit. But I'm not going to get nobody in trouble. So, it wasn't an employee. It was a... I'm going to shut up. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. I heard... I don't know if it's 100% true, but I heard... Because you can't believe everything on the internet. I heard there was a woman on TikTok, attractive woman, and sometimes, you know, if an attractive woman comes into a restaurant, the pretty privilege, I'm not saying this negatively, like, will kick in because there's someone behind the counter who will hook you up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Listen, it's a good way to shoot your shot. So I'm not saying it negatively, but it's a little bit of a pretty privilege. Like, you be good looking. Sometimes being good looking has advantages. I wish I knew what that felt like. But, so she went in, I think it was Chipotle, and she ordered like a burrito bowl. With like extra, I think she asked for extra steak or something like that. Which at Chipotle is like $90. We all know that. Like a burrito bowl at Chipotle is like $48 just for a normal size burrito bowl. We all know that. So, she gets her food. She looks at the receipt. Dude charged her $3 on the receipt. He charged her for extra steak, but nothing else. Just literally on the receipt said extra steak $3.49, but she had a bowl. Now, she could have been lying. Because people will do that. They'll act like they got hooked up for some weird reason. But she posted it on TikTok as a part of a video. And the employee's name was on the receipt. Because when you ring somebody up, like, you got it, whatever. So, supposedly, because she put it on TikTok, it got back to the people in charge. And they fired him. Damn, lemon pepper bangs. Which is crazy, but, you know, I guess it's like giving away stuff that's not true. I don't know, but it's messed up to me. When I was in high school, we got our friend, well, we didn't do it on purpose, but our friend got fired the same way at McDonald's. Like, we all came in to McDonald's. We didn't even know that he was on shift. We didn't know he was working there that day. So we didn't walk in there trying to get hooked up or nothing. We had money. We was going to buy our food. And we all ordered our food. We didn't think anything of it. So he rung it up. And we all ordered probably like, and this is a lot at McDonald's in 2006. We probably ordered like $40 worth of food, which now would be like $60 worth of food. You get what I'm saying? Because of inflation. And the receipt said like $9. And like, we was like, what the hell? But while we were eating our food, so we're in the restaurant, we're eating. We see dude, he's still working, like, you know, he's ringing people up. His employee, his manager walks out and says a bunch of shit in his ear. And they booted him right on the spot. And I felt so bad, but we didn't ask, you know what I mean? Like, I appreciated it, but we didn't go in there like, yo, hook us up. So, if you go to someone's job, and you look at your receipt, when you get your food, you know, you're like, oh, thanks, bro, like, you know. I felt so bad after that, bro. It's like horrible. But I feel like, as an employee, this is gonna sound so bad, but you know, y'all know it's true. I don't care where you work, you finna steal something, bro. Like, you're gonna take something. It just comes with the territory. I had my own business, bro, and I still knew I knew when my employees were doing shit. I did. And I would be like, not too much. I would say shit. I would be like, yo, don't do it too much. I get it, you trying whatever, like, but I'm telling you right now, not too much. Like, we got whatever. But we knew. We were young enough to have done it. You know what I'm saying? So, I knew when they did certain shit. And I would choose when I wanted to drop the hammer or whatever to get people in trouble because I knew it would happen. You know what I'm saying? And on one particular instance, we had one employee where I warned him beforehand. I said, listen, I understand. You know what I'm saying? This is business, though. Knock it off because it's getting out of hand. I had to end up dropping a hammer. I don't like doing that because at the end of the day, I understand. You know what I'm saying? When I worked at gyms, like, people took shit. You knew it. I'm not saying I did, because I'm not saying I did. But employees would make themselves shakes, you know, like the protein bar, the shake bar, whatever. They'll make themselves shakes. Every once in a while, people would take like a protein bar from the boxes and shit. They would. And I knew. You would see it. You know, people clocking each other out. You're stealing money at that point. Technically speaking, if you're, you know, people would show up to work an hour late and tell whoever was there, hey, can you clock me in? You had like, and they would punch him in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew stuff like that. And at the end of the day, like, what was I supposed to say? Especially when I was just working there. But I don't know an employee, and don't incriminate yourselves. Y'all don't know who's watching. Why? I said I knew people did it. I never did it. So don't be, I hope you understand your account. It better be anonymous. Don't have your name on there and then get fired. But y'all probably do it too. Everybody do it. The messed up part is, though, and I can tell you this, I've been on both sides of the fence. As an employee and an employer, I get both arguments. Employees will always feel like they're not paid enough, no matter what. That's the tough part. So as an employer, if you give somebody a raise, it still won't be enough. Like, there's nothing you can do for that dynamic to change, in my opinion. If I was paying every one of my employees $100,000, they would feel like they were worth $2. That's just the amount of work that most people put in. People will always feel underpaid, no matter what. As an employee, I know every person here that works for somebody feels like most people feel like they're underpaid. Like, they do so much and whatever. As an employer, a lot of times you feel like you put yourself in a position to be an employer. So you've earned the right not to not work. Even as a boss, I worked. But you're the last person to get paid as a boss when you own it. So people think just because you own something that you just raking in money, and it doesn't work like that. Sometimes when it's all said and done, your profit margin, how much you actually make after everything's taken care of, your bills, you know, the inventory, your employees, versus the whatever's left over. That's your profit margin. People who don't know. Sometimes there ain't none. I can tell you this from my own experience. There were many months as an employer that I did not pay myself. I didn't earn a dime. In fact, I lost money. So I think people don't understand it on the other end either. That this is why they lay people off in corporate jobs. And I refuse to do that. Why there's layoffs is because they didn't make enough. So in order for them to keep their salary where it is, They need less people to get paid. So they fire everybody. That's why there's mass layoffs, because they're not going to take a pay cut. Personally, I took a pay cut. So, understand that. Corn and cheese. This ain't not going to work, right? Kind of mid. Corn, cheese, and ranch. Still kind of mid. The cheese just don't work with it. So, I hope people that have bosses or whatever understand that. I don't know how we got into that. I always go over the place with the topics, but I feel like I had to throw that out there. Also, before I get out of here, being a boss, an entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, is not for everybody. And mainly for the reason that I just said. As an employee, sometimes you feel like you're underpaid, right? You work really hard, but you never get a raise, you never get this and that. And I completely get that. But you're at least guaranteed money. As an owner of a business, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who, hell, as a YouTuber, as what I'm doing right now, you're not guaranteed a profit. You're not. There's a lot of variables that sometimes your months and your check, it is not like this. It's like sometimes like that, and it's all over the place. So it can be very, for some people, disheartening because you don't know what you're going to make from year to year, month to month, day to day. You have no idea. There's a lot of moving parts. And it can be a little scary sometimes if all of a sudden you see your money disappearing. Whereas if you work a salary job, you know on your payday there will be money there. I don't get that liberty. So, there's pros, there's cons. Pros, being your own boss, you don't have a set job. You don't have a set hour. You can work as much or as little as you want. If I want to work for 1 hour a day, I can. But with that, you're not guaranteeing yourself anything. You're going to get more of what you put into it. If you're not the type of person that's willing to hustle all the time, do not go into business for yourself. Because if you ain't hustling, you don't get paid. You know those days when you go into work when you're a salaried employee and you don't feel like working, so you kind of just screw around the whole day? You can't do that. There's no days like that. You don't get paid. Right? I don't care if you're a barber. Like, barbers make, the ones that hustle make good money. The ones that kind of, like, But I know barbers, personally, I got people in my family that cut, and they're always working. Like, they got a schedule from when they wake up to, and they got crazy all these heads to cut and all that stuff. But they know the more heads they cut, the more money they're going to make. But you got to make your clients. You got to get your own. So that's the difference between the two. You have a chance to make more money as an entrepreneur from year to year. But you also have a chance to lose all of it from day to day. And some people ain't willing to put that because that's a security blanket like you won't believe. There's nothing wrong with salary jobs. Salary jobs make the world go round. 9 to 5s make the world go round. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, I'm okay making 50K, 75, 100K, whatever it is. You're okay with knowing. That's it. Your ceiling is your ceiling, but your floor is also your floor as long as you're doing your job. So I've done both. I've worked jobs with a salary, and I've worked jobs now like where I don't have a salary. Personally, I prefer being my own boss. Some people, because I wake up around noon every day, they say, oh, you don't work. But I don't stop working until like 2 a.m. Sometimes later. And I don't really sleep. Sometimes I sleep from 8 a.m. to noon. No joke. Like, my hours are all over the place. And I like it this way. I don't like the 9 to 5 life personally. I just never liked it. But I'm also the type of person that's going to work. I'm going to work. So, if I don't get paid, I have no one to blame really but myself. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I can't be like, oh, the boss don't like me. Or like, oh, well, they didn't appreciate whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, it's tough, but I like it. Just some food for thought, man. But food is delicious. I don't want to say anything as far as that goes. Food was delicious, man. Wingstop's always a W. Is it better than Dave's? It's close, but I think I got to try Dave's another time just for a double check, because last time I got the whole menu. But I'll say this. Dave's, I think, is more consistent, which is going to make it better usually. Whereas, like, I don't know what I'm getting at Wingstop from time to time, location to location. I have a really good Wingstop location. If I was giving, like, you know, a rating, I said this before, still to me is fast casual. Five Guys is number 1, Dave's is number 2, and Wingstop is number 3. But Wingstop and Dave's are really, really close. I just give this slight edge to Dave because, like, it just, there's something, I don't know. Everything seems a little more homemade, a little more whatever, for what you pay. A 10-piece from Wingstop meal is $18, whereas, like, the 2 tenders meal from Dave's is, like, $14. But sometimes I want lemon pepper. You know what I'm saying? So it is close, but slight, ever so slight edge to Dave's right now. But I need to have it a couple more times so I have more of a thing. Because I have to see if it's consistent, if I have bad experiences. I've had bad experiences at Wingstop, which you guys know. But anyway, y'all know the vibes. How to get a little Wingstop. My people, I always will love them. We'll be back tomorrow. More content. I love y'all. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.